now to design this logo using our smartphone on pixellab. Now let's jump right in. So firstly, I'm going to be changing this with design to default. So when you come into pixellab, this is exactly what we're saying. Right now the phone is on landscape mode. So let's start with me. So open up a pixellab on your Android, or you can download the pixellab from Android or from your app store. So let's begin. So we're going to be changing the image size. I'm going to come over to this preset, right, and change the image size to YouTube thumbnail. So I prefer using that size for default size. So once we're going to be doing again, we will want to change this text. So come over here, we'll go over to text and click our edit button. So we want to be editing that. I want to change that to anything. You can change to anything of your choice. Change to kg, right? Change to kg. So click OK. So let's increase the size. Okay, or make it 170. Nice. So next off, we're gonna have to change the font. So we have a lot of fonts to choose from. So we can also choose from the default fonts. Right, you can choose this font. Okay, it's basically your choice which font you want to use. So let's just, the spacing is too much, we can just merge this together. Right, let the spacing not be too much. Okay, we have it there. But I would like to also change this font to some other font, like let's say this, or let's say universal serif. This will be better. If you need this font, the link to download it will be in the description. So one more thing we're going to be doing, we'll have to edit this font, so give it all those retouches that it needs. So firstly, we're going to be giving it any color because we're going to be adding texture to it. So we have our text right now, kg. We can play around with it. So the next one we're going to be doing now, we're going to be bringing in our image that we need. So from gallery, so the link to download the image will be in the description if you want to download this image. So I go over to my images. So I have this over here. Nice. So we're going to have to insert this. So take this to the back. Right. So first I want to position this at the center. We'll let it position center. Also position this at the center. Go over to our text. Let it position center. It's nice. So start positioning. One last thing to do, there's nothing much to do here again, so we'll have to merge these two. So now you can choose font of your size. Remember, you can play around with that. So we'll just go ahead and merge this to make this short. We'll just merge this. When we're done with that, we're going to come over here and give it a texture. Go over to our photos, go over to our image, and over here we're going to give it a texture of our choice. So let's give it this texture. Okay, nice and good. So you can enable this if you want to. we can just leave it as it is. So I'm going to click OK over here. So what I want to do around here, I want to turn this into a 3D shape. Right, go over to 3D shape, we turn this into a 3D shape. So this depth, we don't really need it, so we can just remove the depth, maybe give it a depth of 3. Okay, we can darken it a little bit. Okay, 85 will be okay. Nice. So the lightning, we want it to be coming from the left. Right, so that'll be okay. So we can increase the intensity, and we can also increase the shadow, but we can just play around with this. So what we want to be doing next for this is you can go ahead and add the name down here that we want to use for it. So we can go ahead and add the name that we'll be needing over down here. But firstly, we can also play around with all this design by embossing it. But now firstly, let's add our text again. Go over to text area. Let's edit this text. So we have this King, let's put it like this, King TV. Right, so increase the size, position this at the center, and also use this position, move it by 15 pixels and move it down. So let's move it also by 4 pixels and move it up a bit. Okay, so now we can add the font. So we can choose from different fonts here. We have Blocker Science, we have a whole lot of nice fonts over there. So go over to fonts, and we want to look for, in our normal fonts, we want to look for this font named Vigo, right, King TV. So let's position this at the center, relative position center, right, King TV. Let's shift this downwards a bit. Right, so we have our King TV over here. I want to also give it a texture. So I want to also give it a texture. So we can choose from different texture of our choice. So we can give it this texture if we want to, or you can also give it even the texture of the same image you used. So I want to just change things a little bit. So let's move on, or we can just give it a dark texture. So let me check for a dark image. Right, so we can just give it this. If it should be okay by you, right? If it's cool by you, can just give it that texture. So what we're going to be doing next also now, we'll change this text to 3D. So go over here, 3D text. I'm going to make that on. I'm going to reduce the perspective. Also need to darken it a little bit, right? So that is okay. So now let's merge this together. We're going to merge everything together now. Okay, so all of them are combined now. So what we also want to be doing, we'll go over to our image. We can go over to 3D shape, right? Also play around with this. As I said earlier, can darken it more if we want to. Can just play around with this. Basically, what we want to be doing here now, just add some shadows, right? If we want to, we'll add some shadows. Okay. Okay. So we'll emboss this also. Right. So we reduce the bevel to 5. Increase the specular hardness. You can also increase the intensity. You can basically play around with this. You got the idea. Now you can also change the light angle. Nice. So we are done with this. So we go over here, change the background. So choose from gallery. And let's add our background from our gallery. So we have a lot of backgrounds from here, so just pick this, right? So you can see the background matches a lot with our image, so we can find a way to edit that. We'll go over to this magic icon over here. When we click the half arm, so you see this stuff that just darkens everywhere, so you can just go over to contrast also. Can reduce the contrast. So we can do for the image, you can reduce the brightness of the image. It depends on how you want to play around with this. So we can use this, we can use the vignette, we can use the contrast, we can also increase saturation, that is if we want to, right? And if we don't want to, click the bright icon. So it depends on how we want to play around with our design, right? So this is just basically it. I can just do a very simple logo. So the image of this king crown will be added in the description for you to download. So for you to save this, you can save this as a project or as an image. If you want to be in your phone, you're going to have to click save as image. So you're going to save as image. The quality need to be in ultra. Then you're going to click the save to gallery button here, right? So when you're done with that, when you click save as image, it should not be in custom, as I said, show quality. Then click save to gallery. They're going to wait for some time. When the image is done rendering, it's going to start saving to your computer. Now why it's taking a little bit of time, because we saved it in ultra quality, which means is when you print this out in any size, it's not going to be blur, it's going to also retain its quality, right? So it's preferable and better we save it in ultra quality. So a moment from now, the saving will be done. So it's done, image saved. So we're done. You can put it in full screen. You can also play around. So if you don't like the brightness, you can also just go over, and make it as it looks like. So it's your choice how you want to do it. So yeah, basically for today, see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.